Afternoon everyone, Tony from coralpassion.co.uk. I'm going to talk today about evaporation. You want to be at 1%, also water flow in the tank and protein skimmers. They all kind of tie in. Now, what do I mean 1%? Well, 1% of your system volume is what you want to evaporate a day. So 1,000 litre system, a mixed reef tank, you want to be evaporating about 10 litres into the atmosphere a day. Now, it's important we differentiate between a reef tank and a fish-only system. So, for example, this fish system here that we're seeing at coralpassion.co.uk, this is not going to have the same requirements as a mixed reef tank regarding evaporation, waste removal. Your primary concerns in a fish system are just to circulate water through the tank to do two things. The primary two things is oxygen carried through the water, waste material out. But now let's get our focus back onto a reef system, whether it's a mixed reef or one of those showpiece SPS tanks. If any aquarium keeper models themselves and looks at successful aquarium keepers that have got those tank of the month systems where the colours really pop out the corals and the growth rate's been tremendous, generally speaking you will see common trends. As well as having the auto top-ups on there, you are definitely going to see quite brisk and vigorous water movement throughout the tank. You're going to also see fairly decent protein skimmers. Now, we'll cover off flow first very quickly. There is propeller type pumps are generally the most efficient out there when it comes to the amount of watts of electric that they use and the flow that they produce. This one that I'm holding up here is a G-Cod RW15. These are very reasonably priced. At coralpassion.co.uk I'll price match and do my best to beat anyone who is selling these in the UK. These are on the shelf. You can walk in and pick them up or order them mail order. There's also 10% off today. Protein skimmers. Now there's lots of different brands of protein skimmer out there. This one is a Skims SN123, retailing that at $149.99. In coralpassion.co.uk I use skimmers. I also use ATI skimmers. The reason for me using those two brands is they really do perform exceptionally well. They drag out a massive amount of skimmit, which is the waste, and I think they do that in such a way that they're hard to beat with other skimmers at similar price points. Certainly they produce a lot of performance for the money that you're investing into it. But there's lots of other good brands of skimmers and pumps out there, and there's no sort of one brand that you should only use. But getting back to the subject of 1% evaporation a day, the reason why that's important, if you're not getting that level, like I say, your skimmer's probably undersized and your flow isn't enough. Now if your skimmer is undersized, all that waste is going to be getting dealt with at a biological level, so you're going to have ammonias to nitrates, you're going to end up with high nitrates. Also your phosphate levels in reef tanks are going to be probably running higher, just because the phosphate input, which always comes in through food, you're not draining that out with a protein skimmer. Now protein skimmers, they work by producing lots of very fine bubbles that rise up through the reaction or body of the skimmer, and then foam's collected inside the cup. So it's a very simple process, but it helps gas off CO2, which is of particular plus for guys that use, and girls that use calcium reactors, but it also helps deal with respiration and waste, because fish will urinate and that will produce acids which drive down pH, also CO2 when they're breathing. That will help stabilise pH, keep pH up. Low pHs in reef tanks is to be avoided. But that kind of covers off the subjects there. Hopefully you found that useful. Any comments, questions, put them in the YouTube box or pop in store to Coral Passion. I'm happy to have a conversation with you about this or any other subject. Thanks very much for your time. Hope you found this video useful.